G'day, wildlife enthusiasts. Imagine this. You're hiking, enjoying the great outdoors, and bam! You lock eyes with a wild bear. And he doesn't look friendly. Crikey. Most people freeze, scream, or run. All terrible ideas. But don't worry. We're diving into 7 wild animal encounters you can survive. If you know these tricks, from hungry bears to slippery jellyfish, I'm gonna teach you how to make it out alive. Stick around for the end. We've got a special tip on how to survive the most dangerous creature of all, a goofy, overexcited dog. Tip number 1. Facing a bear, make yourself look big, but not like a snack. Now if it's a brown bear, stand tall, wave your arms, and speak in a deep, calm voice. Let them know you're not on the menu. But if it's a black bear, be ready for a rumble. You gotta fight back if they attack. Remember, bears are faster than a kangaroo with its tail on fire, so running is as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Instead, try to make yourself look bigger and more intimidating. Think puffed up chest, loud voice like a grizzly showing off to his mates. And whatever you do, don't climb a tree. Black bears are expert climbers. Now let's talk about another slithery character you might encounter in the wild. Snakes! Tip number 2, snakes. When in doubt, back out. Slowly. Now if you spot a snake, the worst thing you can do is jump around like a grasshopper in a hot pan. Sudden movements could turn you into a snake snack. The trick is to freeze like a statue and assess the situation. Is it a venomous species? How close are you? Once you've sized up the situation, slowly back away, giving the snake a wide berth. Give them space, respect their boundaries, and they'll likely slither away without incident. Now let's move on to some even bigger predators. Those toothy grins lurking in the water. Tip number 3. Alligators. Run in a straight line. Forget that old wives' tale about zigzagging. Alligators might not be the sharpest tools in the shed, but they're fast. And trust me, they're terrible at turning. If you find yourself in a gator's crosshairs, run as fast and straight as you can, like a cheetah chasing a gazelle. And another thing, avoid standing near the water's edge. Gators are ambush predators. They like to lurk in the shallows, waiting for an unsuspecting meal to wander too close. Speaking of toothy predators, let's dive into the deep end and talk about what to do if you encounter the kings of the ocean. Sharks. Chapter 4, Jaws of Truth debunking shark myths and staying safe in their domain. Tip number 4, punch a shark? Not exactly. Now, if a shark is circling you, the worst thing you can do is panic and thrash about like a prawn on a Barbie. That's just an invitation for a nibble. Instead, try to maintain eye contact and appear confident, like you're the boss, not a tasty snack. Sharks are used to being at the top of the food chain, so a little assertiveness can go a long way. If it attacks, aim for the eyes or gills, those are their sensitive spots. And remember, don't splash around like you're at a pool party. That's just ringing the dinner bell. Now let's head back to dry land and talk about some more land-loving critters. Those cunning coyotes. Chapter 5, Outsmarting Coyotes, Tips for Peaceful Coexistence. Tip number 5, coyotes, make noise, look big. If you spot a coyote, the last thing you want to do is turn tail and run. Instead, stand tall, wave your arms, and make loud noises. Show them you're not afraid. Coyotes might be clever, but they're easily intimidated by humans who don't act like prey. Think of yourself as a big, scary root. They're not gonna mess with that. Oh, and don't turn your back. They're sneakier than they look. Keep an eye on them and keep making noise until they decide to move along. By understanding their behavior and following these simple tips, we can coexist peacefully with these fascinating creatures. Now let's move on to a creature that can cause a real sting. Jellyfish. Chapter 6, Jellyfish Jungles, Navigating the Stings and Staying Safe in the Surf. Tip number 6, jellyfish, vinegar is your friend. Now if you're unlucky enough to get stung by a jellyfish, remember this, fresh water is your enemy. Pouring fresh water on a jellyfish sting is like adding fuel to the fire. It actually makes the stingers release more venom. The best thing you can do is rinse the affected area with vinegar. Vinegar neutralizes the venom and helps to reduce the pain. If you're swimming in an area known for jellyfish, it's always a good idea to wear a wetsuit or stinger suit for protection. Speaking of creatures that can't resist a good cuddle, let's move on to our final tip. Chapter 7, Taming the Beast, Surviving the Unpredictable Love of a Goofy Dog. Tip number 7, Goofy Dog, Brace for Impact. Okay, so a goofy dog might not be a wild animal in the traditional sense, but trust me, their enthusiasm can be just as overwhelming as a croc encounter. If a hyperhound comes charging at you with a wagging tail and a heart full of love, don't bother running, they'll catch you. The best strategy? Just brace yourself for impact. Let them get their excitement out, then distract them with a toy or a friendly pat. And always ask the owner before petting a dog you're not familiar with. Now let's wrap things up back at the ReelCurious studio. So there you have it, wildlife enthusiasts, 7 wild animal encounters you can survive. If you know these tricks, Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to staying safe in the wild, and having a few good stories to tell around the campfire never hurts either. If you enjoyed this wild ride through the animal kingdom, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to ReelCurious for more amazing animal adventures. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and remember, respect the wildlife.